Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call the regular scheduled meeting of the City of Griffin Board of Commissioners to order for May 28, 2024. We have 6 present, and Commissioner McCord is called in on the phone to vote and contribute this evening. We're going to start off with Commissioner Brad White, leading the Pledge of Allegiance, and the invocation led by Commissioner Truman Tinsley III. Please join us. Thank you. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Commissioner Tinsley with a motion, second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand or saying aye. 7-0. Under presentation delegation, tonight we'll have the presentation of the proclamation for Pride Month 2024. If anybody in the community and our edit team like to join us up front, please join me. So proclamation, Pride Month 2024, where the uprising of the Stonewall Inn in June 1969 sparked a liberation movement and a call to action that continues to inspire us to live up to our nation's promise of equity, of equality, liberty, and justice for all. Pride is the time to recall the trials the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer LGBTQ plus community has endured, to rejoice in the triumphs of trailblazing individuals who have bravely fought and continue to fight for full equality. And whereas the LGBTQ plus community in America has achieved remarkable progress since Stonewall, June has become a nationally recognized moment to celebrate and honor the way LGBTQ plus Americans have overcome adversity and enriched our society. Members of the LGBTQ plus community now serve in nearly every level of public office, in city halls, in state capitals, in governor's mansions, and in the halls of Congress. Whereas for all of our progress, there are many states in which LGBTQ plus individuals still lack protections for fundamental rights and dignity in hospitals, schools, public accommodations, and other spaces. Our nation was founded on the principle of equal rights for all people, and the city of Griffin strives to be a community where everyone is celebrated for our differences rather than being limited by what might divide us. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the City of Griffin does hereby proclaim June 2024 to be Pride Month 2024 in the City of Griffin, and urge all citizens to support efforts to promote equality and affirmation of the LGBTQ plus community, and to recognize and celebrate the many ways in which the LGBTQ plus community has contributed to the history, culture, and social fabric of the nation of this city. In witness thereof, I have here intended to set my hand and cause the seal of the City of Griffin to be affixed on this 28th day of May in the year of our Lord 2024. Signed, Douglas S. Holberg, Mayor, Jessica W. O'Connor, as City Manager. I'd like to see that. And we get a picture, we get all together, and then we get like. Okay, go right ahead.
All right. Pride Month is a time to honor the history, struggles, and achievements of the LGBTQ plus community. It reminds us of the fight for civil rights and the importance of standing against discrimination in all its forms. This proclamation serves as a symbol of our solidarity and our pledge to support and uplift our LGBTQ plus neighbors, friends, and family members. As we move forward, let this proclamation inspire us to continue working towards a more just and inclusive society where everyone can live authentically and without fear. Thank you to everyone who has advocated for this proclamation, and to those who have worked tirelessly every day to promote equality and acceptance. Together we can make a difference.
Um, I, Hi, everyone. My name is Zachary Fuller. I just want to say I'm so proud of the city of Griffin. If I'm not mistaken, this is the fourth year in a row that y'all have recognized June as Pride Month, and just that representation alone gives so much credit to queer people's existence. I've had members of my family that I've grown up around that, they lived with their roommate rather than their wife. Or when they first came out at work, decades ago, they were worried about being fired. And so the real discrimination uh, is in our life, within our lifetimes, and just saying these words can save lives and most likely will save lives. So thank you to all the commissioners once again and everyone who worked on these. Wonderful. Thank y'all so much. At this time, we're moving into citizen comment. At this time, the mayor opens the floor to comments from the audience. Comments should relate to a specific agenda item not listed on the agenda for a public hearing or to a concern relating to the jurisdiction of the city. Commission meetings serve the purpose of conducting city business and are not a forum for the unlimited expression of opinion. Subject to the citizen comment policy adopted on February 13, 2024 and posted for public view, all speakers shall be limited to 3 minutes, which will be strictly followed and enforced. The mayor reserves the right to limit comments to matters germane to city business and may refer speakers to the city manager or other staff for resolutions. With that being said, is there anybody on my left side like to come before the board? Left side. Anybody on my right side like to come before? Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Yes. Welcome. Sorry, I lost you behind the column. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Michael Palmieri.
And the last name, please.
Palmieri,
Go ahead, sir. And your address?
1701 Westminster Circle, Griffin.
Thank you, sir. You may go ahead.
I just wanted to make you aware, we live in the Westminster Hills subdivision. When I moved in there, there was only about 24 houses there. Most were like me, older folks held. Now there's an awful lot of children in this neighborhood. And the Westminster Drive that goes in front of our houses is almost like a raceway now. And I would just respectfully request that the city consider putting in something like a speed table, which doesn't damage automobiles unless you're going much faster than you should. There's a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit there. And the reason for this is the protection of the children in the area.
Yeah.
They're playing, they're running in the yard, they're out in the open, and there's a number of neighbors who wanted to come here tonight when we're not able to. But like I said, I just wish you would request take a look at it.
Okay. Could you, Chief Daniels is in the back there on the right. If you give him your phone number, contact information, if you don't mind.
Sure.
And then we can look at it from there.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anybody on my right side like to come to the board? No problem. Name and address for the record.
My name is, can you hear me?
Yes.
Tina Marie Morrison, 226 Kentucky Avenue, Griffin, Georgia. My comments being shared with the board and public tonight are relating to ADA reasonable accommodation request. Prior to starting my public comment during the meeting on April 23rd, I made a reasonable accommodation request to pause the timer. When I paused for extended periods of time, due to my disability. My request was denied at the time, and I was advised to follow protocol and submit the request as outlined in the City of Griffin Americans with Disabilities Compliance Act. However, the city and board was aware of the previous request I submitted to ADA Coordinator Stephanie Wood, received a 2.5-month delayed response, and another received no response at all from Mrs. Wood. In response to another request, ADA Coordinator Stephanie Wood stated, I asked for additional speaking time during the meeting, which I did not. My request was if I paused for an extended period due to my disability for the timer to be paused, that is not additional speaking time. However, as the city attorney, mayor, and city manager discussed my request, the timer was not paused, and I was given less than 40 seconds to express any comment. The audio for that meeting, along with my comments from a past meeting, are muted on the video archives on the City of Griffin's YouTube page. Because of these reasons, I will be standing at the podium while giving public comments during future meetings. In the event my comments are not available in the archives in the future. One of my nurses suggested that I pre-record my comments and play them. I thought that was a great resolution. That way I don't risk an increased heart rate like right now, or a defibrillator shock like during a past meeting. And the city doesn't have to pause the timer, which some may consider as preferential treatment instead of a necessary and reasonable accommodation due to my disability. Unfortunately, that request was only approved if I agreed to follow discriminatory requirements. The first one being I have to be physically present at the meeting to play a recording. However, as many are not aware, an individual with a qualified disability can make a reasonable accommodation request to speak via Zoom during public comment, which means I do not have to be physically present to speak or play a recording during public comment due to my disability. So I'm pacing myself as best I can due to my heart condition, and I may have to spread my comments over several meetings due to the timer and the city's decision not to accommodate my request to pause it or allow me to play my own pre-recorded comments due to my disability. However, I do urge the city to review the ADA toolkit for ADA coordinators to ensure compliance with Title II of the Americans with Disabilities Act. I will be including those links in my Title II complaint that I'm submitting this evening.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're still in citizens' comment. Is there anybody else in the audience like to come before the board? Moving into public hearings. Public hearings are conducted to allow public comment on specific advertised issues such as rezoning, ordinances, policy development, operating budgets, and other legislative actions to be considered by the city commission. Item 2 is receive comments regarding a minor amendment to the downtown urban redevelopment plan. City attorney Drew Whalen will address. Mr. Whalen.
I think Michelle is here also and it's going to come up if you have any questions. This is just a minor amendment to the urban redevelopment plan for downtown Griffin. You have 4 of these plans that you've adopted since 2005, and the downtown plan was the first plan that you adopted. And periodically you've gone back. I think you've had 2 subsequent revisions to the downtown plan before tonight. And this is minor in that it's only affecting project list, which I believe appears on page 53, if I remember correctly, of the version you got with your agenda. And what it shows is that we've got two of the projects that were previously listed have now been moved up in priority, and we started to take bids on these, and that's just a reshuffling of the project on the project list when it makes it out to. Now, the second part of this is your urban redevelopment agency, as I said, was initially activated in 2005. And this board of commissioners, has served as the directors of the urban redevelopment agency during this up to this period of time. And we felt it's appropriate staff level to recommend that you you redesignate the board of directors of the downtown development authority as also serving as the board of directors of the urban redevelopment agency. I think the type of work they do in economic development is closely associated, and they've gotten a real good handle on things, and seem to be, serving the city very well. That would be our recommendation that you approve the resolution, also designating them the new board.
Are there any questions from board members on this matter? This is a public hearing. Is there anybody in the audience who'd like to come for the board to make a statement, comment, or question? Thank you, Gwendolyn. Item 3 is to receive comments regarding the proposed budget fiscal year beginning July 1, 2024 and ending June 30th, 2025. City Manager Jessica O'Connor will address.
Good evening. Thanks all for the workshop this morning and your questions in regards to the budget presentation. Again, a big thanks to Ms. Thompson and Ms. Gilbert for their help this year, and to our department directors. This budget was fiscally challenging, but I think what they have done was certainly very helpful in that regard to make sure that we are being as conservative as possible and only asking for the things that we do need. With that said, it is important to note the city's public notice information was published in the Griffin Daily News on May 14th, 2024, where we advertised 2 public hearings on the budget, one for right now, May 28th, 2024 at 6 p.m., and then another one on June 11th at 6 p.m. as well. The ad also included the date of the vote on the adoption of the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2025 capital and operating budget, which will be June 11th, 2024. The budget has been available in my office since Friday, May 17th, and it has also been available on the city's website. We have not had a citizen come in the office and review the budget documents or send in any questions in that regard. We have had 13 visitors to the budget link on the website. I believe that the presentation this morning did show a fair and balanced budget, but if there are any other questions that you have for me at this time, I'm happy to.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Connor. Are there any questions from the board members regarding the budget? Again, this is a public hearing at this time. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to address any of the matters of the pending budget 2025? Thank you. Moving into the consent agenda, we have items 4 through 9. We have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Mrs. Murray with a motion. Do we have a second? Commissioner Wright with the second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand or signaling with an eye. 7-0 agreement on the consent agenda. Moving into the regular agenda. Item 10 is consider an amendment to the downtown urban redevelopment plan and consider a resolution designating the downtown development authority of the city of Griffin, Georgia as the board of directors of the urban redevelopment agency of the city of Griffin, Georgia. So, this is Commissioner Murray with a motion. Commissioner Ward with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand or saying aye. 7-0. Item 11 is consider a resolution abandoning a 20-foot portion of undeveloped right-of-way of North 5th Street, 0.097 acres, 4,209 square feet of land. We have a motion to approve. Commissioner Murray with a motion, second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor of the resolution, please signal by raising your hand or saying aye. 7-0 on item 11. Item 12 is consider on second reading an ordinance amending Code of Griffin, Chapter 54, Health and Sanitation by adding Article 3, Mobile Food Vendor. Commissioner Ward with a motion, second by Commissioner Tinsley. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand or signaling with aye. 7-0. Item 13 is consider a change order with North Georgia Concrete Inc., increasing the original contract sum of $813,355.81 to the amount of $34,614.65 for a total of $847,970.46 for the concrete bridges at the Griffin Golf Course. Commissioner Ward with a motion, second by Commissioner Wright. Question by Commissioner Ward.
So what they've done so far is that this half of it, they'll do the other side next.
We have a motion from Ward, second by Wright. All in favor, signal by raising your hand or saying aye. 7, 0, and 13. Item 14 is to consider MEAG power sales of excess power to the city of Grantville on behalf of the city of Griffin in the amount of 272 kilowatts. Commissioner Ward with the motion, second by Murray. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand or saying aye. 7, 0 on item 14. Item 15 is to consider on first reading an ordinance approving the 2022 amendment to the GMEB defined benefit retirement plan, which the city of Griffin participates in for its employees. Commissioner Ward with a motion, second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand, saying aye. 7, 0 on 15. Item 16 is to consider a claim for personal injury to Eric Folsom based upon any item notice from Morgan and Morgan dated April 26, 24, received May 17, 2024 for injury sustained in a single vehicle accident on April 9, 2024, and demand for settlement in the amount $1 million. Staff recommends denial. Commissioner Ward with a motion to deny, second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor of denial, please signal by raising your hand or signaling with an aye. 7, 0 for denial. Item 17 is Commissioners appoint one board member to fill the new position created by the Board of Commissioners approved of an amendment to Environmental Council. This appointment will serve a 7-month term set to expire 12/31/24. And we have a Miss Sydney Cole that has put her name in for nomination. So I'd like to nominate Miss Sydney Cole. We have a motion to close nominations by Commissioner Ward, second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor of closing nominations and for the Sydney Cole back nomination, please signal by raising your hand or signaling aye. 7, 0. Item 18, Commissioners to appoint a commissioner to the Griffin Environmental Council for a term to expire 12/31/24. Anybody wanting to jump into that party? Mr. Tinsley? No?
It's a Thursday at 5:30.
Okay.
Thursday at 5:30 to Thursday, you know?
I'll be glad to serve if nobody else wants to at the end of this year or if somebody else wants it. So whatever y'all want to do. I got it. We have a nomination from Commissioner Murray from Commissioner Murray for Holberg to serve on the Environmental Council. We have a motion to close nominations. Ms. McCord with a motion to close nominations. We have a second to close nominations. Commissioner Murray with closing nominations. All in favor of closing nominations and approving Commissioner or Mayor Holberg by acclamation, please signal by raising your hand or say aye. 7, 0. Item 19, Commissioner McCord to appoint a member to the City Board of Ethics, District 6, to fulfill the term set expired 12/31/24 per ordinance of the Code of Griffin, Chapter 2, Administration, Article 3, Officers and Employees, Division 2, Code of Ethics. Mr. McCord? Okay, Ms. Kathleen Strozer. And then item 20, Commissioner McCord to appoint a member of the Planning and Zoning Board, District 6, to fill an unexpired term set to expire 12/31/24. Again, Mr. Okay. Ms. Kathleen Strozer is appointed to both those vacant seats. Thank you, sir. And finally, number 21 is consider cancellation of the scheduled workshop and regular meetings on Tuesday, June 25, 2024, due to the Georgia Municipal Association Annual Convention. Commissioner Ward with a motion, second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand or saying aye. 7, 0. That's our agenda for tonight. City manager's report.
With the annual convention coming up, we do need to make sure that everybody is okay with Mayor Holberg as our voting delegate at GMA. It goes to the mayor unless we say otherwise. So is that good with everybody? All right. Does anybody want to carry the flag in the flag ceremony?
if we bring it, we will figure out. who
I will
carry
bring it, but that's,
But that's the incentive. We'll figure it out.
yeah. Okay, all right, well, then fine. And then lastly, as I mentioned in the public hearing, we will have the budget adoption at our next meeting on June 11th. There are still times for any questions or comments. If you have those, please reach out to me and I'm happy to help. That's it.
Wonderful. Thank you. You did drop today on your presentation.
Thank
Mr. Whalen. Commissioner Rose. Commissioner Murray. Commissioner Tinsley. Mr. Wright. Mr. Ward. Commissioner McCord, any comments today? Thank you. The only thing I have is our big June Jam second Saturday beach party is coming up in less than 2 weeks, hard to believe. And we'll be kicking off at 3 o'clock with probably around 80 tons of sand. There's still tables available if somebody wants to reserve a table. We'll kick off with DeAndre with DJing from 3 to 6, and then Matt Floyd from 6 to 7:30, and Thursday with Goodwood Band will be playing from 7:30 to 16. So we expect around 3,500 plus or minus people. Thank you, staff, for that. We have a motion to adjourn. Ms. Ward with a motion, second by Commissioner Murray. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand and saying bye. Bye.